The cabin was alive with noise, gasps, screams, the hiss of oxygen masks slapping against faces. Trays clattered to the floor, a baby wailed, and someone shouted a prayer into their trembling hands. The plane dropped again, weightless for a heartbeat before slamming downward with a force that made stomachs twist. In the midst of that storm of fear, one passenger sat frozen but not panicked. "Well, Siki, Sarachin." Did anyone else? She was another quiet traveler, plain clothes, hair tied back, no hint of what lived inside her past. Yet beneath her steady breathing, her pulse carried the echo of another life, one she had buried so deep it felt like a dream. The captain's voice, raw and desperate, crackled over the intercom. "We've lost an engine. Repeat engine failure. Prepare for possible emergency landing." His tone betrayed him. It wasn't just landing, he feared it was the ground rushing up too fast to stop. Around Sarah, panic grew into frenzy. A mother clutched her son so tight he couldn't breathe. A businessman fumbled with his phone, trying to text final words with trembling thumbs. The flight attendants, trained to be composed, were pale ghosts of their usual smiles. The plane shuddered again, banking left so sharply lead spilled from overhead bins. A duffel slammed into the aisle, rolling until it stopped at Sarah's feet. She didn't move to pick it up. She didn't move except her eyes. Old photos scanning. Memories she had fought for years clawed their way back. The blinding sun above desert skies, the shriek of missile lock warnings, the weight of her helmet pressing her into the seat of her fighter jet. All signs echoing in her ears. Falcon. She had been Falcon. The pilot they whispered about. The one who never missed, never broke, never fell. And yet here she was, a ghost in civilian clothes, hiding from the world. Until the steward appeared. His face was drained of all color. His voice cracked with desperation. "Please, is there anyone on board who knows how to fly? Anyone?" The words seemed to stretch, hanging in the air. Passengers turned, scanning one another as if a savior might rise up among them. No one moved. The silence was as heavy as the storm shaking the plane. Sarah's hands unclenched. She stood. The motion was small, almost invisible, yet the entire cabin seemed to feel it. Heads turned, eyes fixed on her as she stepped into the aisle. Her voice was steady, so steady it sliced through the noise around her. "I can." No one believed it at first. A flight attendant blinked at her, wide-eyed. "You can what?" Sarah met her gaze. No hesitation. No bravo. Just truth. "I can fly." As erupted, disbelief mixing with a fragile thread of hope. The steward gestured wildly, ushering her forward, and Sarah walked the narrow aisle with every pair of eyes pinned to her back. She could almost hear their thoughts. Who was she? How could she? The cockpit door loomed, the very heart of the crisis. The captain was waiting, fingers trembling on controls that refused to obey. When Sarah entered, he whipped his head toward her, startled. "This is no place for passengers." And not just a passenger. She slid into the co-pilot's seat, her movements fluid, natural, belonging. Her hands brushed the controls, and for the first time in years, the world made sense again. "I flew military. Call me Falcon." The captain's mouth opened, then shut. Something in her eyes silenced him. Not arrogance, not madness, certainty. The instruments screamed warnings, lights flashing like dying stars. Sarah did flinch. Her fingers danced over switches, instinct guiding her faster than thought. "We've got one engine out, hydraulics failing, but she'll hold." Her jaw tightened. "She has two." Outside, lightning split the clouds, a storm tearing the sky apart. The plane, battered and limping, fought against gravity's pull. Sarah felt the yoke, heavy, stubborn, alive in her grip. The old rhythm returned at the heartbeat of flight, the battle with the sky itself. Behind her, silence fell in the cabin. Mothers held children close, strangers gripped hands, all of them waiting for the outcome of one woman's choice to stand. Sarah leaned forward, voice low, calm, absolute. "Let's bring her home." And as the storm howled and the ground rushed closer, The Falcon returned to the sky.